Muted.
So thanks again for everybody for joining. And today what we're going to do is just talk a little bit about Asnoa, what's new in the AU for the Asnoa University. We're going to go through the Outstanding Commissions Report. It is different. I'm not sure if everybody sees this. It gets emailed out to everybody, all the principals, all your agency owners. I suggest that they share it with everybody in their staff, in their office, their entire staff, because what happens is they don't know who you guys are writing business with and what you're putting in. So if there's anything that goes on that outstanding commissions report, you want to make sure that you have that, you're looking at it, getting that in. What that means is you're not getting paid any commission if you see a policy on the outstanding commission. So today I'm going to show you that, and yes, I probably will call out a couple of people and say, hey, this is yours, get it out, get it into Epic. We're going to go through some important reports that you guys can get cleaned up for the new year, and I'm going to show you how to do holiday cards. And if any of you know of any of the different carriers that are offering free holiday cards, if you want to share that with us too, that would be great. I know Steve from Nebraska had emailed me and said that he was working with Safeco last year, and he was doing Thanksgiving cards. They weren't doing free Christmas cards, but they were doing free Thanksgiving cards. So he sent a whole bunch of them out to his all of his clients. And then if anybody has questions about Epic 2019, I can answer those. Anissa can help me out with that. There's so many new features that I just absolutely love that I'm so glad that they now got a lot of these features updated. So chat in your questions. Let us know what's going on. Of course, you can always go to our Asnoa University and you can register for any one of our classes. And I know that some of you are on for tomorrow at our weekly servicing, so that's fantastic. Kathy's class for the small business commercial is closed, but you guys can look for emails for her spring session that's coming up. And that's 6 chapters. And if you haven't taken this, it's really awesome. It is so fantastic, and it really helps everybody sell more commercial. Helps you understand the different commercial lines into the BOP and the commercial auto work comp. It's amazing. Registration is open for my personal lines coverage course. Hey, that starts on December 3rd, and I'm really sorry I'm losing my voice. So registration is open, and you register at asnoa.com and go into the Asnoa University. And we're actually going to go in there and take a look at that. So it is 5 chapters. 5 chapters. We're going to go through principles of insurance. We're going to go through the personal auto policy, home, umbrella, and then we're going to go through some best practices and marketing. And you can market with your clients and cross-sell with them. And we're going to go through that, and registration is open. So you can register at asnoa.com and go into the Asnoa University. See, that's what it's going to look like. Asnoa University, register today. Another thing that we're promoting and we're working with is Powerhouse Learning. And Powerhouse Learning is an amazing partnership that we have, and it is going to really help with your sales. So you take this small business commercial, you're going to take the personal lines, and then you can go in and take this class for Powerhouse Learning, and you're going to really be amazed at how much you're going to learn in the Sales Academy. So you register for that at asnoa.com as well. And that's really cool. So keep up to date with our Asnoa Advantage newsletter. That's going to go out bi-monthly. It's going to give you all the information of what's going on in Asnoa, and it's going to tell you anything that's going on in our university. Register for our next slide with Laura. Complete the evaluation at the end. So this is my little Bitmoji so everyone can see. Show me the money. So that's what I really wanted to focus on today, was with your reports and the outstanding commissions, because we all want to see the money. We don't want it to be sitting there here at Asnoa in our accounting department. We want you guys to get paid. It just actually causes more headache for our accounting department to hold that money if you don't get paid on it. All right, so let's go. Let me minimize this. So I'm in Epic, but what I really wanted to show you, and what I really would like you guys to do, is come into our Asnoa.com website. Oops. Taking me to the old page. Come on. And I'm going to go into the university, okay? And when I'm here for the Sales Academy, I want you guys to take a look at this. I want you guys to see all the benefits that are available through the Sales Academy. And we're doing a 1-hour webinar tomorrow. I'd really like you guys to all jump on here and register for this so you can just see the advantage, just see how it is going to benefit you. And it's amazing. You're going to be amazed at it. So that's at asnoa.com, through the Asnoa University, and to the Sales Academy. It's pretty awesome. Oh my gosh. And look at the video that why you should take this class, because it's pretty funny if you haven't already seen it. So go ahead and take a look at that. All right. So let's go ahead. And I'm going to show you the outstanding. Who has not seen the outstanding commissions report? Please raise your hand if you have not seen this report. Rebecca has not seen it. Rebecca, Crystal, Angela, this report comes monthly, and it comes from your partner in your state. So if you're in Missouri, it should be coming from Scott Loveland. It should be emailed to you once a month. It is going to show you any policies that we received commission. Okay, good. That we've received commissions that we don't know who to pay, which means that's not in Epic. That policy number is not in Epic. So here's what this report looks like. It has your branch name. It's going to let you know, hey, Christy Newton, you put these policies into Epic. We're going to pay you. All you have to do is email Patrick right here. Here's Patrick's email address down at the bottom. You email Patrick and you say, I put this policy in. I recommend you putting in the name, the policy number, and let him know. We put this policy in. We'd like to get paid on it. Thank you very much. If you just email him and say, hey, I put my policies in, he's going to have no idea what you're talking about, because in some other states, there are a couple pages. So sorry for you folks in Colorado. I'm sorry, Doug. It is going to show you your several pages. So if you're on it several times, he can't go back through. He needs to have that policy number so he knows which policies were entered into Epic. So if this is your account, this is back from April, and we're only showing 6 months on the outstanding commission. So if you see in here any policy that says, oh, they might have taken that off, if it was a renewal or not, you probably didn't get paid for the new business on it either. So you might want to ask Patrick if he will check and see what that, if that new business was paid. And you can always go into, you can come into your policies in Epic and you can check end transactions. And I'm going to pull that up right now to see if your policy received any commission on it. So if I come up here and go to transactions, over to the right, it's going to show me, this is my dummy account, so of course we have no paid commission on this. But in this area, it's going to show you if there's any transactions, if we received any commission. If you come back over to this outstanding commission, and you're like, wait a minute, I know I put this policy in correctly. I know it should be there. Go back into that policy in Epic and make sure you have the policy number correct. You might be off a 0 here. You might have forgotten a 0. So when commission comes in, it comes in through the policy number. That's why we, and Anissa, we're always telling everybody, follow up on your downloads, follow up on your downloads. Because if that download comes in, the commission's going to come through. You are not going to have to worry about that policy number being wrong. All you have to do is follow up on that download, close out that activity, and you are good to go. You're going to get paid on that. Does anybody have any questions on the outstanding commissions report? This report is sent to you, Hattie, every month, and it should be sent to you from Mary Beth. Every month it's probably going to Mitch, and if you want to ask Mitch to forward this to you, I would suggest sending it out to all of your different branches so they can see it. They will know, oh yeah, that one's mine. I put Fred in. I put that in, let's get paid on it. So it's really important that you're sharing this with your staff. All right, any questions on that? Anybody want me to pull up their states? Just kidding. Because there are a lot. On our bigger states in Arizona, holy bejeebies, that one's probably 7 pages long. All right, so I'm going to move on. Please make sure you're looking at that outstanding commissions list. It is crazy big with all the commission that comes in. And everyone always jokes when we're training, Anissa and I are training people, and they're like, oh, you guys keep that money. It's more manpower for us to go in, have to put it in one account, they have to go in and go put it into another account. Then when you finally put it into Epic, then they have to transfer it back out of 3 different accounts. So they would rather just pay you on it up front. All right, so I'm going to move on, and we're going to go into the different reports in Epic. If you don't have these reports that we are going to go over, please chat it in, and Anissa and I will make sure that you have these reports. So in reports and marketing, I want to go and look at the book of business report. This is the report. It's set up, and you're getting this monthly. If you're a producer or a CSR, you may not be getting the book of business report. But when we're training with everybody and we're saying, hey, you have to put in, check the default commission agreement box, it's because it shows up on a report if you do not do that. So let me show you what my book of business report looks like. So this is my book of business report for our training branch. And if we take a look at it, it's going to show our producer, and it's going to be by our branch, and it's going to show by carrier, okay? If I'm looking at our test client, it's going to show all the information. And when it is not showing the line estimated premium on your report, that means somebody has not put in the estimated premium. They haven't put in what the amount of that premium for that account is. If it's 0 for the line annualized premium, that usually means the policy hasn't downloaded. When the policy downloads, it's going to generate and add in this line annualized. If it's a 6-month policy, it's going to annualize that. It usually times it by 2, adds maybe $15 to it, but then it makes it annualized. So down below on your branch totals, when this adds up, they're going to be a little different. So I know I get a lot of people who are always sending me screenshots or snippets of this report. That is why you are not seeing that line annualized. If you have a policy that doesn't download, you're going to want to go through and go into the policy. Let's see, it's a little slow. And put in that line. Help if I did one that wasn't canceled. You're going to want to put in that line. And this one is canceled too. That line annualized. If it doesn't download, you're going to want to put in that line annualized. So I'm going to take a look at this policy. We always check this default commission agreement box. We have the different drop downs here that are going to give us our different percentages for the different agreements. We're going to put in our line estimated, and then we can put in what it's going to be for annualized. This policy is not going to download, so I want to make sure that I'm filling out all the information so it updates my report properly. And always making sure your PRBRs are correct. So that is where that information is pulling from on your report. When you have over here and you just show the percentage sign for this commission, that means somebody did not check that default commission agreement box. That's why it's so important to make sure you're checking that box when you're entering in your policies. So it keeps all of your reports updated. So this is the book of business report. If anybody needs this report or this report, if you're having problems with this report, please send us the report and say, these numbers aren't adding up, or what do we need to do with this? Because this book of business report is showing you what you have current on the book, plus 365 years. It's an important report for agency owners. So you can see what's coming up, what you have on the books, what your business is worth. And that's all in the book of business report. And that is usually emailed to you from you on the first of the month. If you're not receiving it, please let me know. All right, I'm going to go back into reports and marketing, and I'm going to show another really important report. And this one is our policies and process submitted report. And you should have these reports so you can keep everything updated. And then you're going to see what hasn't downloaded. So here's the report I ran for our training. And boy, oh boy, do we need to clean up some of these. When I seen it was 3 pages, I thought, oh boy. So here is our client, and it's going to show submitted. That means it hasn't downloaded, or maybe it's an endorsement. So if I look down here, down below, here's an endorsement that hasn't downloaded, and it's going to show me for which policy, which term, and which carrier. So keeping up with this report is going to prevent this from happening. When you're following up on your downloads and you're making sure that your policy numbers are correct, it's going to prevent policies showing up on the outstanding commissions report. So here is another new one now. This one's in process. The downloads will come through regardless if you have the policy in process or if you have the policy submitted. So before, we tell everybody, enter this policy in, update your stage to submit it. Now the download's still going to come through if the policy is in process. When you see this report, you want to clean this up. You want to keep these all active because it's not going to show up on your other reports. You want to make sure you're getting credit for it and showing up and keeping your book of business report up to date. Does anybody have any questions on this policies issued but not downloaded? So the first thing we do when we see this is, I know I'm doing a reports training and Lisa's doing a reports training with somebody where we want to say, all right, let's go in, let's take a look at this. Maybe it did download, maybe the endorsement downloaded above it, okay? So that's a whole other reason why that could say submitted, because the download came through as an endorsement or a synchronization on the service summary line above. So you want to go in and make sure that these are issued. Go into suspense. Everybody loves suspense. Go into suspense, look for your policies so you can get them downloaded. All right, any questions on that? All right, so if you don't have this report, let us know and we will get this. If you get this report and you're not using this report, you should be. Because what is it going to do? prevent this, prevent it going on the outstanding commissions report. All right, so let me move on. So this is the outstanding, or that's the policies and process submitted one. The past expiration report. This report is going to show you what policies you have on the books that haven't renewed. And I actually did not pull this one, so let me do that. So it's going to show me what has not renewed in Epic. So I was working with somebody earlier, and we were trying to figure out why are these policies not renewing. Well, one, policy never downloaded from the beginning. They did not follow up on their download. So now when we look at the past expiration report, we're going to see policies on here that did not renew in Epic, which means they're not on your book of business report. So then after we were further deep diving into this report, we pulled up this report and said, holy cow, a couple of them didn't download because the policy numbers were wrong and they were on the outstanding commissions report. And I know I keep repeating that, but this is money. This is your money. This is $903. So you're going to want to make sure that you're getting this information, getting it into Epic so we can pay you. All right, so this is the past expiration report. You're going to want to make sure that you're cleaning this up, getting things up to date. Start the new year with your reports working for you, because that's going to be important. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this one. Does anybody not have that report? Do you need the past expiration report? All right, we're going to get you that report too. And I think we needed to get, Melanie, the policies received report. So this policies received report, and I know that I didn't have this report. This report's going to show you the policies that were downloaded into your Epic account automatically. You didn't have to do anything with it. It just did it. All right, I'm going to use somebody here and run this report. So this report's going to show you what downloaded, which is fantastic. I want to know what downloaded so I can close out of my follow-up on downloads. That means I know that this cancellation came through. So here's one, downloaded cancellation came through. This renewal came through. I mean, this is important information. If I'm going in and I'm doing an endorsement and I'm adding in $150,000 Rolex, and I go into the carrier website, I make the change, I send in the appraisal, whatever needs to be done, I have the follow-up on download activity because I want to make sure that that downloaded. Once I know it downloaded, I know the carrier made the change. It's going to be on my policy. So this is your policies received report. It's showing you what downloaded. So this is pretty cool too. And I know that most of you are getting the policies exceptions report, and that report is probably the best report to have. And let me find that one. Where are you? Okay, so this one's going to show you policies that increased for personal lines 10% and 5% for commercial lines. This is how we decide what I won't single you out, Ryan. This is how we're going to decide what clients we are going to remarket. Then we go in, we create an opportunity, a remarket opportunity for them. And then Maggie will assign that to somebody in her office. And then they're going to go through and they're going to work on the renewals. Once these renewals download, usually means the carrier is sending out those deck pages to your clients. So you want to be ahead of it, because the last thing in the world you want is for them to call you up and say, I'm sorry, I left. You want to get in front of it and say, you know, hey, I see your policy went up, you know, 30, almost 36%, or maybe you just want to say it went up a little bit. We're going to look into it. We are going to shop you. That's what we do here for you, as we can shop your insurance for you and find the best rate that's going to be for your needs. So that's the things that we do here in the home office when we're remarketing. This report here, Policies Exceptions Report, is we get this weekly. This is one of the best reports. We don't want to lose anybody, so we want to be ahead of the game. If anybody doesn't have that report either, please let us know, because you do not want to not have this report come to you weekly, because you want to stay ahead of the game, because then you're going to be missing out on some renewal commissions. You want to make sure that you are getting everything. You don't want any of your clients to leave. All right, so we're going to go ahead, and Anissa is going to go ahead and take all these notes that are being chatted in for the reports that you guys don't have, because they're really important. I mean, to make sure that your book of business, to make sure you're getting paid. I mean, seriously, we want to make sure everybody is getting what they deserve. We're not doing this just because we have nothing else to do in our life. So please check out this outstanding commissions report. Get your policies into Epic. Keep up with your reports. All right. So now I'm going to go through the client report. If you are in Epic, on your home page, I need you guys to look. Go to your reports and marketing, and you're going to look on your reports and marketing, and you are going to look for your client list primary email updated. We're going to take a look at this report. If you don't have this report, let us know. We're going to send it to you. This is the report. If you have a report that says client list report email, it's probably the same report. You might just have it from last time when we did this last year. So this is the report that we're going to use, that we're going to send out to, we print labels, we use this, that we're going to send out cards, we can do all kinds of stuff. All right, so let's take a look at, let's find, oh geez, I'm singling somebody out here, aren't I? All right, Eric, I'm going to go ahead and use you. And we, oh, I just want to look. All right, let me change. Sorry, Anissa, I just bumped you out of that. All right, I'm going to generate this as a spreadsheet. That way, when I print it to my label, it should be all updated, looking all great for me. It's asking me to save this. And of course, it's opening up on my other, oh, there it is. All right. And I'll go back through that, but I just wanted to show you. You can come in here and delete any of these columns that you need to get rid of. If you're going to put it on your labels, you don't need that. Some of our agencies have several other branches within their agency, so then they like to know which branch it's coming from when they are sending out their letters. All right, so we've got all this information. Take off what you don't need, and it gives you, and send it off to your printer for your labels, or maybe you handwrite them all, which that's what we do. We handwrite every single one of our clients we send out a Christmas card to. All right, so that's the client list report. And I'll go back through it. Some of you may have this one here, client list report for mailing. So I'm going to edit the report, And if you don't have this report, we will send it to you. Amy, do you have this report and it's called something different? Thought we threw that in there for you. If not, we'll send it to you. All right, so let's, how do you edit it? All right, Amy, we will get that for you. All right, I'm going to go back to Rebecca's question. Rebecca wants to know how to edit. All right, so here I am in my report, and I'm going to click the little pencil, or I'm going to double click it. The pencil in Epic is always going to be edit, or you can double click on it. If it's not already set up to your branch, you're going to single arrow up, look for your branch. Fine. Angela, you want me to run yours? And then we will get this together. All right. So now we have brought down our branch, and this is the one that we're going to be running. If you have several branches, you can bring down all of them. If you want the report to be just for the one branch, however you want to do it, it's entirely up to you. So I have the branch here. It's going to pull all my insureds. You can use this same report if you want to send it to your prospects that you have in Epic. But guess what? You need to have your prospects in Epic in order to run a report for your prospects. So that's one thing that we're always suggesting, and I know Anissa, she is always saying, put your prospects in, because eventually you're going to want to market to them. What better way, what better people to get out there is people that you've already had contact with or from your previous life. You can go ahead, maybe your 1 year's coming up, we can get this all together. I can import from an Excel spreadsheet any prospects that you may have. So if you have that, contact us, let us know, we'll send you out the mapping that's needed for that. All right, Rebecca, sorry. All right, so you're going to do insured, you're going to do plus 365 days, and then you want to make sure over to the left on delivery options that it's saved to disk, that it's not going to print. If you have a really large agency, you are not going to want to print that report. If you edit the report recipients, you want to save it to disk. If yours is checked notify only, uncheck it, save it to disk, get rid of the local default printer, delete it, highlight it, delete it, and we're going to save this as an Excel workbook. And then what are we going to call it? And then I'm going to click Finish. And anytime you are saving a document as an Excel spreadsheet, you're going to want to come up to Actions and generate that report. If you print preview, it doesn't give you the same look because it's being saved as a PDF. So you're going to want to make sure that you save it. And it's going to ask you, do you want to open this file? And I'm clicking yes. All right, so this is another view of that report without the branch code on it, without the phone numbers, any of email addresses, anything like that. Some of our agents email cards out, so that other report's going to give you that option if you needed to email that. So this is another way of pulling that holiday card for your, from your clients. Does anybody have any questions on that? Does anybody want to see a different view of a different report for your holiday cards? All right, so now we have our clients list. We're going to send out, decide if you're going to send out, that one of the big marketing things that I always hear our marketing department talk about is don't send out, on Christmas. Send them out on a different day during the holiday season. Send out like Steve from Nebraska was doing the Thanksgiving cards. for free through Safeco last year. So look at your carriers. Find out if any of them are doing. They may say, okay, we're going to do them up until they're gone. You know, maybe they're going to send them to you. You send them out. Maybe there's a little fee that you give them all of your names and they send them out. Whatever it may be, free is always good. Free, free, free. So check with your carriers to find out. Sometimes they'll send you an email letting you know, hey, it's that time of the year again. Let's send out some holiday cards. It'll be branded with their logo, but it'll also have your name on it as well. So if you have a MetLife customer and you're sending them a Safeco, some of our agents don't care because it's free. They send it out to everybody because it is free. All right, so we just went through the different holiday cards, the different listings for that. Anybody need that report? I know we're sending it to Amy. We're going to get that to you. Amy, if you want it set up for all your different branches, we can do that as well. And I think you know how to do that too. All right, anybody have any questions on that? Does anybody need me to show them that again? Yes, Ryan, we'll get that to you as well. If Ben has any questions on that, Ryan, maybe he wants to run it in different ways, just let us know. We can work with him on that as well. Yes, any of these reports that we're giving you, you will be able to edit them. All you have to do is go in to put the little pencil and you can change it for your branch. You can change it for your insureds or your prospects. And if you wanted to do maybe once a month, you're going to send out a card. Maybe you want to do and just do a date range. You can do that as well too. So that is your client list for your holiday cards. All right, does anybody have any questions on that? Amy, did that make sense about going in and editing that report? Yep, perfect. Okay, so we went over the book of business report and I showed you guys all the important information and where it's pulling from so you can keep that up to date. Because if you're putting in the information and your agency owners are getting a book of business and it's not accurate, they're looking at information that means nothing to them now because they're looking at it going, well, they didn't put it in right. So make sure the first time when you're putting in your policies that you are checking that default commission agreement box. You're choosing that agreement. It is really important that you are choosing the correct agreement. So I'm back in this policy and I can't stress this enough. It's going to throw all your numbers off if you don't pick the correct default commission agreement box. All right, so let's say that you're writing a wholesale business. You are not going to be able to check that. You're going to have to put in your own percentage of whatever it is you're getting from that wholesale. We hold most of the agreements. If we have them, we're going to put them in there. And come the first of the year, that's another project that we do. It takes several months. We go through with all the different carriers and we check to make sure that all of our commission agreements are updated. So we need to get, this is my training client, so it's not pulling Rockford Mutual, but I know that we have those in there. If you do notice when you are checking this agreement and there's no drop down or the drop down is wrong, please take your little snippet tool and snip it for me and let me know. Snip it, which carrier, there's no agreement, and then email it to me and let us know so we can keep that updated. We want to make sure that your commission agreements are updated. And the same thing, that all the commission agreements are in there. The other day, somebody emailed us and said, hey, I'm putting in a Safeco, I think it was an earthquake policy, and it said pet insurance. So we needed to fix that. So we took care of that. We want to take care of that right away for everybody to make sure that information is entered properly. All right, I'm going to leave that in process so it can show up on my report again. Maybe I need to rethink that one. All right, so we just went over reports. Any questions on any of the reports, any of the outstanding commissions? I'll pull up another state if you guys want me to. If you want me to scroll through it, I'll show you. I have no problem doing that. It's not a secret. We're trying to get you guys the money. So just let me know if you guys have any questions about that. If you haven't joined our EPIC 2019 classes in the last, what was it, last week on the 3rd or whatever it was, the 1st and the 2nd, EPIC 2019 is now here, which is really exciting. There's some great features. If anybody has questions on the new features or anybody needs me to show them how to set that up, just raise your hand. I'll open up your mic. We can walk through that. Because I know I went through it a little fast last time. We had a lot of people on board. So if you missed any of it, we do have a recording of it that we can send you that will show you how to set that up. But other than that, I want to thank everybody for joining today. It was great for me to show you guys the holiday cards. So you guys can get on that and not have to wait till the last minute so everybody in your office is filling out 100 different cards at one time. So thanks, everybody. We will send you the recording. You guys have a great day. Be epic.
Muted.